Now, before you go diving into your couch cushions or raiding your grandma's old coin jar, let's slow down a bit and unpack this. How does a tiny copper disc with Abraham Lincoln's face end up being worth more than most of our cars? Why are collectors losing their minds over it? And what makes the 1990 no-mint mark penny such a superstar in the coin world? Stick around because by the end of this video, not only will you know how to spot one of these pennies, but I'll also share a little story about how I nearly tossed a fortune in the trash. Spoiler alert, I survived, but just barely. Let's start with the basics. Most of us grew up learning about pennies as, well, pennies. You know, those things you shove in piggy banks, lose under couch cushions, or find stuck in the vending machine. But here's the kicker, not all pennies are created equal. The 1990 Lincoln penny was part of the Lincoln Cent series, obviously featuring the 16th President of the United States, Abraham Lincoln. But while billions of these pennies were minted, a rare subset came without a mint mark. That's right, no D, no S, just a lone Lincoln staring back at you. That tiny detail, seemingly insignificant, is the golden ticket. Well, pennies are normally stamped at specific mints, Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco. The mint mark tells collectors exactly where a coin was made. But occasionally, errors happen. A penny could leave the mint without a mark at all. And collectors, being the treasure hunters they are, absolutely adore these quirks. Now, let's talk value. While most 1990 pennies are worth, well, a penny, a no-mint mark version in top condition has reportedly sold for a whopping $1.5 million. Yes, $1.5 million. Imagine paying for your house with a coin smaller than your thumb. It's wild. First, check the mint mark area. For a no-mint mark penny, there's nothing there. It's just Lincoln's face, a blank space below the date, and if it's in pristine condition, it's worth a fortune. Now, condition is everything here. A coin that's been rubbed, scratched, or carried around in a wallet with keys and receipts will lose its value faster than you can say. Pocket change. If you find a coin that looks almost too perfect, don't clean it. I repeat, don't clean it. Collectors want originality. Cleaning it could reduce $1 million coin to something you'd find in a dime store. And yes, this is based on real stories. One collector I read about had a coin with slight dirt on it, and sold it for more than a cleaned coin from the same year. Moral of the story? Less is more. Speaking of stories, here's mine. A few years ago, I was at my local thrift store, digging through a jar of pennies, thinking I might find a lucky cent to toss in a tip jar. And guess what? I pulled out a 1990 penny that looked almost untouched. I freaked out, thinking I hit the jackpot. I didn't check for a mint mark right away, and well, let's just say my hands were shaking like I'd just won the lottery. Thankfully, I later confirmed it was a regular penny, not the no-mint mark version, but that adrenaline rush? Unforgettable. It's exactly why collectors get hooked. That hope, that excitement, that tiny chance that you've just discovered something worth more than your car, your rent, or even your vacation budget. Back to the no-mint mark penny. One more thing, provenance matters. Coins that have been verified by grading companies like PCGS or NGC can fetch astronomical prices because buyers know they are authentic and in top condition. So if you find a potential treasure, always get it certified. It's like getting a birth certificate for your coin, except this one could turn your wallet into a bank vault. And let's not forget the humor in all of this. I mean, a coin with Abraham Lincoln's face could turn your life upside down. Imagine sitting down at a coffee shop, casually placing your coin on the counter, and hearing the barista say, "Wait, are you?" That's not your everyday coffee experience, my friends. That's a millionaire's coffee moment. Now, some of you might be thinking, come on, the odds of finding one of these are basically zero. True, it's not like every corner store has stacks of no-mint mark 1990 pennies lying around. But the thrill, the hunt, and the knowledge that such coins exist? That's what keeps collectors going. And honestly, even if you never find one, understanding the world of rare coins is fascinating. It's like a treasure map with a million tiny XS scattered across the country. Collectors also love stories. Did a coin survive a flood, get lost in a piggy bank for decades, or almost get thrown away? These tales add value and excitement. Every coin has a history, and the 1990 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny has become one of those legends that spark imaginations across the collecting world. Before we wrap up, a quick note: if you're serious about coin collecting, always handle coins with care, store them properly, and keep an eye out for errors. Those tiny details, the mint mark, the strike, the condition, can literally make the difference between a few cents and $1 million windfall. Alright, folks, let's bring it home. The 1990 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny might look like any ordinary coin, but in the right hands, it could be worth more than most people will ever earn in a lifetime. The story behind it, the excitement of finding one, and the possibility of uncovering hidden treasure? That's the magic of coin collecting. So here's my advice: check your change, keep your eyes peeled, and never underestimate the power of a tiny copper disc. And if you ever do stumble across a no-mint Mark 1990 Lincoln penny, treat it like royalty, get it certified, and maybe, just maybe, you'll be sipping your next coffee with $1 million grin. If you enjoyed this video, learned something new, or just had a good laugh imagining your own coin fortune, make sure to hit that subscribe button, smash the like button, and join our community of coin enthusiasts. We've got tons more tips, secrets, and strategies on how to spot coins worth money and maybe even change your life. Imagine reaching into your pocket, grabbing a coin, and realizing it could literally change your life. Sounds like the start of a movie, right? Well, this is real life, and the coin in question is none other than the 2020 mint Mark Abraham Lincoln penny. Yep, the one you probably tossed into the jar without a second thought could be worth a jaw-dropping $1.6 million. And today, we're diving deep into the secrets, quirks, and surprising market value of this seemingly ordinary penny. Before we start, quick confession. I once found what I thought was a regular penny under my couch cushion, rubbed it off, and it turned out to be a rare dime. Okay, not quite $1 million find, but it taught me a valuable lesson: never underestimate what's hiding in plain sight. And that's exactly why this video might just save you from tossing a small fortune into the trash. Stick around, because by the end, you'll not only know why this 2020 Lincoln penny is insanely valuable, but you'll also get some insider tips on how to spot other coins that could make you a millionaire. Let's start with the basics. The 2020 mint Mark Lincoln penny is a coin that was officially minted in Denver in 2020. Sounds normal, right? But here's the twist. The mint produced a small batch with what collectors call a rare error, or sometimes a variety, that makes this coin extraordinarily valuable. Coins are full of little quirks, tiny mistakes that most people don't even notice, and those quirks can be worth thousands, even millions. You might be wondering what exactly makes this 2020 penny special. Well, in the coin world, errors can be anything from double strikes, off-center designs, missing details, or weird die cracks. And in some cases, those errors are super rare. The 2020 Lincoln penny carries a subtle minting error that's become a collector's dream. Experts estimate that only a very small number exist in top condition, which is why the market value has skyrocketed to $1.60 million. Now, let's talk condition. In the coin community, condition is everything. A coin that's perfect, like it just came out of the mint yesterday, is called uncirculated or in mint state. If you have a 2020 penny that hasn't been handled much, no scratches, no dings, you could be holding a treasure. But even if your coin isn't flawless, it might still be worth a significant sum if it has the right minting error. Here's where it gets even more interesting. Many people dismiss pennies as basically worthless. Think about it: you see them every day, you drop them in a jar, and they never make the news. But history shows time and again that coins hiding in plain sight often carry incredible value. The 2020 Lincoln penny is proof. Let me tell you a story. A friend of mine, we'll call him Joe, used to collect coins casually. One day he bought a small batch of 2020 pennies at face value, literally a few dollars. A few months later, he read about the rare minting error of the 2020 penny. He got curious, pulled them out, and lo and behold, one of his pennies matched the description exactly. He had a coin that could sell for over $1 million. I'll admit, I might have done a happy dance with him that day, and yes, neighbors probably thought we were a little crazy. But the lesson is clear: you never know which coin could be hiding a fortune. There are a few tricks that serious collectors use. First, check the mint mark. Denver coins have a small D below the ear. Next, look at the details in Lincoln's portrait and the wheat lines or shield on the back. Compare them to verified images online from reliable sources. Look for anything that looks slightly off. Sometimes the error is incredibly subtle, and that's exactly what makes it valuable. Another tip is to join coin communities online or in person. Collectors often share sightings, sales, and error types. This can save you from tossing a hidden gem into circulation. And if you're really serious, sending the coin to a professional grading service can confirm its rarity and condition, which significantly increases its market value. Now, let's talk market numbers because, let's be honest, the juicy part is the money. The 2020 Lincoln penny has reportedly reached prices as high as $1.6 million in top condition. That's insane for a coin minted just a few years ago. Why so high? Scarcity and demand. Only a tiny number of these pennies exist with the correct error, and collectors are willing to pay top dollar to secure them. Of course, not every 2020 penny is $1 million coin. The trick is identifying the right ones. Even coins with minor errors can still fetch a few $1,000s. And remember, condition is everything. So a penny that looks ordinary in your pocket might actually be hiding $1 million secret. Here's a funny side note. I once brought some coins to a local collector meetup, thinking I was just going to chat and show off a few rare finds. I casually mentioned the 2020 Lincoln penny, and suddenly everyone's eyes lit up. One guy literally pulled a magnifying glass from his bag and examined every coin I had. Moral of the story: collectors take this stuff seriously. You laugh, you learn, and you might walk out richer than you thought. Before we wrap up, a quick strategy tip for coin hunters. Always keep your coins clean, but never polish them. Scrubbing a coin can actually destroy its value. Store them in a safe, dry place, preferably in protective holders. And most importantly, educate yourself about what makes coins rare. Knowledge is what separates someone with a jar of pennies from someone with $1 million coin. So here's the takeaway. That ordinary 2020 Lincoln penny in your pocket or jar could be a hidden treasure worth $1.6 million. The key is knowing what to look for, checking the details, understanding the market, and being patient. Coins are full of surprises, and sometimes, fortune really is hiding in plain sight. If you found this video helpful, entertaining, or even just a little inspiring, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Turn on notifications because we're constantly uncovering rare coins, hidden errors, and tips that could change your life. And who knows? The next $1 million coin could be sitting right in your pocket, waiting for you to notice it. Thanks for watching, and remember, treasure isn't always buried, sometimes it's minted. Stay curious, keep hunting, and I'll see you in the next video. You're digging through your change, looking for a quarter to feed the vending machine, and boom, you spot a penny that isn't like the others. Could it really be worth more than your car? What if I told you that a 2015 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny could sell for up to $1.7 million today? Yeah, I know, it sounds like a late-night infomercial, but stick with me, because this story is about to get wild. Now, before we start, let me just say, if you've ever thought, I don't collect coins, they're just spare change, this video might just change your mind. Or at the very least, make you look at your piggy bank a little differently. Spoiler alert, that little copper disc could be hiding a life-changing secret. Alright, grab your magnifying glass, or just your phone, because we're going deep into the world of rare pennies, the 2015 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny in particular. By the end of this video, you'll know why collectors are drooling over it, what makes it insanely valuable, and maybe, just maybe, how to spot one hiding in your own wallet. Let's start with the basics. What exactly is a 2015 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny? For context, most pennies in circulation are minted with either a P, D, or S mark, standing for Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco. But a no-mint mark penny from 2015 is essentially a unicorn, a coin that somehow skipped the mint mark. Now, the funny thing is, this wasn't a design choice. It was a production hiccup, a quirk in the minting process. And quirk in the coin world equals money. Serious money. Now, here's where it gets interesting. Normally, a 2015 penny is, well, a penny. Worth, 1 cent. But collectors live for oddities, errors, and anomalies. Think of it like Pokemon. Most of the cards are just meh, but if you get a shiny Charizard, people will fight you for it. In the coin world, that shiny Charizard is the 2015 no-mint mark penny. Well, pennies are made in massive production lines. A blank planchet gets stamped with Lincoln's profile, the mint mark is usually added, and voila, you've got yourself a penny. But in some cases, the mint mark just didn't make it onto the coin. It's like the mint was having an off day, forgot to dot their I, and accidentally created a piece of history. Now, here's a little story from my own coin hunting adventures. A few years back, I was at a garage sale, sipping on lukewarm coffee, flipping through someone's jar of change like I was Indiana Jones on a budget. And there it was, a shiny penny that looked normal, but the heart said, "Check it twice." Long story short, it wasn't a no-mint mark penny, but the adrenaline rush? Priceless. That moment really made me realize why collectors obsess over these coins. They're like little time machines hiding in your pocket. Alright, moving on. Let's talk value. The 2015 no-mint mark Lincoln penny has been reported to sell for as high as $1.7 million in top condition. Yes, you heard that right, over $1 million. That's not just a wow neat number. That's a number that could buy a mansion, a fancy car, or fund your dream vacation to Italy multiple times. And yes, it's true. But there's a catch. Condition matters. And when we say condition, we mean it. Coins are graded by organizations like PCGS or NGC. If your penny is scratched, corroded, or has been chewed on by your dog, don't ask me how I know, the value drops dramatically. So, keep those pennies safe, folks. Handle them like tiny, fragile treasures. Let's get a bit geeky, because that's where the fun begins. The coin is made primarily of zinc with a copper plating. In 2015, the mint was still producing these copper-plated zinc pennies, but the no-mint mark ones are rare enough to get serious attention from collectors. These coins are also interesting because they're relatively recent, meaning they could be hiding in plain sight, your pocket, your wallet, or that random jar of change on your kitchen counter. And here's a nugget you don't hear often: the rarity of this penny isn't just about the missing mint mark. It's about demand. Collectors are actively hunting for these coins, which means if you stumble upon one, you might find yourself in the middle of a bidding war. Think eBay meets treasure hunt. And trust me, people have paid top dollar. Don't clean the penny. I repeat, don't even think about it. I've seen people polish these coins, thinking it'll make them shine, only to have their value plummet. That natural patina, that untouched surface, that's what collectors are after. Imagine selling a rare painting, but you decide to repaint it yourself. Yeah, it doesn't work the same way. Speaking of stories, let me share another one. A friend of mine once found a no-mint mark penny in his change, and he thought it was funny, so he tossed it in a drawer. Months later, after doing some research, he realized it was a 2015 no-mint mark Lincoln penny. Long story short, he now owns a coin worth more than his first car. Moral of the story? Never underestimate the spare change in your pocket. It might just be your golden ticket. Now, how can you spot one if you're hunting? First, look closely at the mint mark area. If there's no letter at all, congratulations, you may have a no mint mark penny. Next, check the coin's condition. Sharp details, no scratches, and that coppery glow can make a huge difference. Lastly, consider professional grading. A certified coin is easier to sell and guarantees authenticity, which can mean hundreds of thousands, or even millions, in your pocket. Before we wrap up the body, let's touch on market trends. Rare coins have been consistently increasing in value, and the 2015 no mint mark penny is no exception. As more collectors learn about these anomalies, demand goes up and prices follow. So, the longer your coin stays in pristine condition, the more valuable it could become. Patience, as they say, is a virtue, especially in coin collecting. So, what have we learned today? That 2015 no-mint mark Lincoln penny in your pocket is more than just a copper disc. It's a tiny, potentially life-changing treasure. With reported values reaching $1.7 million, these coins aren't just rare, they're legendary in the collector world. If you've got pennies lying around, especially from 2015, give them a careful look. You never know, your spare change might just be worth a small fortune. And here's the most important takeaway: treat your coins with care, do your research, and never underestimate the power of curiosity. Because that one coin you thought was worthless? It could be the key to your own "Wow, I can't believe this happened" moment. If you loved diving into the world of coins with me, if you enjoyed a mix of fun stories, coin facts, and million-dollar surprises, then make sure you hit that subscribe button and ring the bell. I've got plenty more tips, rare coin finds, and money-making strategies coming your way. Don't miss out on discovering the next hidden treasure that might be sitting in your pocket change right now. And hey, if you do find a 2015 no-mint mark Lincoln penny, or any rare coin for that matter, drop a comment below. I'd love to hear your story, and who knows, your coin could inspire the next viral treasure hunt video. Remember, folks, one man's penny is another man's million-dollar discovery. Keep hunting, keep smiling, and keep those coins shiny, but not too shiny. But what if I told you that one of the tiniest, most common coins in your pocket, the 2003 no-mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny, could be worth a jaw-dropping $1.8 million? Yep, you heard that right, $1.8 million. That's not pocket change, that's a life-changing find. Now, before you start frantically dumping your change jar onto the kitchen table, let's take a deep dive into this little copper hero, why collectors are losing their minds over it, and how a coin that looks normal could secretly be hiding a fortune. And don't worry, we're going to keep this fun, casual, and maybe even a little bit humorous because hey, coin collecting doesn't have to be stiff and boring. I'll also share a little story from my own experience that might make you check your own wallet twice. Or even thrice. Alright, let's start with a quick refresher. The Lincoln penny has been around for over a century, first minted back in 1909 to honor Abraham Lincoln. It's the coin with the guy on the front you probably learned about in elementary school. But by 2003, we're talking about a coin that looks super ordinary. I mean, honestly, who even notices pennies anymore? Most of us just shove them into the couch cushions or toss them into a cup for someday. Well, pennies minted for circulation usually have a mint mark indicating where they were produced: D for Denver, P for Philadelphia, S for San Francisco. But occasionally, through a combination of minting quirks, errors, or even human oversight, a coin slips through without that mint mark. And collectors call that the magic ticket. Now, before your eyes glaze over, let me break it down in simple terms. Think of it like this: you're at a concert, and everyone has the same ticket, but somehow, one ticket is completely blank. That ticket? Suddenly worth way more than anyone else's because it's unique. That's the 2003 no-mint mark penny in a nutshell. Well, there are a few things collectors obsess over. First, condition. The better the coin looks, the shinier, the less scratched, the more perfect, the higher the price. A penny that looks like it survived a nuclear apocalypse isn't going to fetch that kind of money. Next, rarity. And in this case, the no-mint mark version is extremely rare. We're talking numbers so low that even the most dedicated coin hunters might go their entire life without spotting one dot. And finally, provenance. If a coin has been documented in sales, auctions, or shows, it becomes more trustworthy for serious buyers. So when someone sees that this tiny copper disc has both perfection and rarity, boom! That's where the multi-million-dollar value comes from. Alright, now for a little humor because I promised. Imagine walking into your favorite coffee shop, reaching into your pocket for a few pennies to toss into the tip jar, and realizing, oh wait, one of these pennies is worth $1.8 million. Suddenly, your latte doesn't seem so important. You start negotiating with the barista like you're Gordon Ramsay in a cooking show. Excuse me, do you accept coins worth life-changing amounts? But let's get serious for a second. Collecting coins like the 2003 no-mint mark penny isn't just about luck. It's about knowledge. Knowing what to look for, spotting the subtle differences, and understanding the market. And speaking of market, let me tell you a little story from my own coin adventure. I remember one Saturday morning, I was rummaging through a box of old pennies I had saved from the past decade. I wasn't expecting much, honestly. I had been collecting for years, mostly for fun. Then there it was, a shiny little penny with no mint mark. My heart skipped a beat. I had to check it, double-check it, even triple-check it. And after some research and a couple of tense phone calls with coin experts, I realized it was an authentic no-mint mark coin. That single penny? It wasn't just a cool find, it could have been worth millions. And at that moment, I realized just how overlooked our everyday coins can be. Now, here's a tip for all of you watching: never underestimate the coins in your pocket, your change jar, or even the ones hiding in your old childhood piggy banks. You never know what's hiding under your couch cushions. And while the 2003 no-mint mark penny is exceptionally rare, the principle applies across all coins. Always be curious, always look twice, and never assume something is worthless just because it looks ordinary. Let's talk a bit about spotting these coins. First, always check for that mint mark. No D, no P, no S? You might be looking at something very special. Next, inspect the coin's surface. Look for sharp details in Lincoln's face and the wheat or shield on the back depending on the design. The smoother and clearer the details, the higher the potential value. And finally, consider getting a professional appraisal if you think you've got a rare one. Trust me, it's worth it. The 2003 no-mint mark penny might be more valuable than most classic cars, gold coins, or even rare stamps. It's like holding a tiny golden ticket from Willy Wonka, except instead of chocolate, you get your dream life. And for those of you thinking, yeah, but I'll probably never find one, remember this: sometimes luck finds you when you least expect it. Coins show up in the weirdest places: old jars, forgotten wallets, thrift stores. And that's part of the thrill. The 2003 no-mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny is tiny, unassuming, and absolutely life-changing if you happen to find one. Its rarity, condition, and market demand make it worth up to $1.8 million. It's a reminder that treasures can hide in plain sight, right under your nose, or in your pocket. And if there's one takeaway from my own experience, it's this: never underestimate the power of curiosity, a sharp eye, and a little bit of luck. Your everyday coins could be hiding your next big adventure, or maybe even your retirement plan. Subscribe to the channel for more tips on coins that are worth money, hidden treasures, and strategies to spot them before anyone else. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss a single secret, and share this video with anyone who thinks a penny is just a penny, because it might just change their life too. Maybe your couch cushions are hiding a $1.8 million treasure right now. Go check, and don't forget to let me know what you find. Thanks for watching, coin hunters. Keep hunting, stay curious, and remember, the next life-changing coin might already be in your pocket.